How are we, guys? Welcome to another night. So tonight we're going to go into a really important day when I got my first paid gig. So first of all, this wasn't coincidence. It was a contact that I got from one of the previous videos I posted about like a house party, and he referred me to replace a videographer which wasn't available for that night because he has like a group of videographers in his agency. So he referred to me and he said to me, would you like to record this event? And of course it was paid, and I'm gonna get to those details later. So that was one of the first gigs I had, just because I already had a previous gig which I didn't get paid for. It was just about networking and connections. So that's what I was talking about, really important. You guys have to reach out people that need to get videos for an event and provide your service for free. So that's what I did at the beginning. And in the day of this event, which was at Stanley's in Sydney, I had a really no idea how to do it professionally, because it was my first paid gig. So I basically just went in, but that's sometimes what you have to take, like messy action, I call it. So yes, basically I just accepted and I went on that night. It was a very long event. It was 7 hours being recording in that party. So I basically went, I arrived on time, of course, that's very important to do. And I came in, gave my details like, hey, I'm Miguel, and really nice to meet you. I'm the videographer. I'm here to record the 7-hour event. And of course you have to ask if there is any break, at what time is it okay if you go. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. It's just like come and go. In my case, I just went in and out, to get fresh air. But because it's a very big event, you really, have to take breaks for yourself. You cannot be so hard. Sometimes it gets really messy. People are very, intoxicated, and that can get a little bit distressful. But if you had that first introduction, that's basically what you have to do. So I had a lot of fun in this event because it's something I really love to do. It's events and parties. So I basically just went in and started recording with the wider lens. You always want to have introduction shots or establishing shots which introduce the place in a wide lens to provide a bit of the environment of how it's the party like, what kind of venue it is. And then that's how I started to get maybe not the crowds yet, because it wasn't so crowded at the beginning, but the details of the bar and everything, like the dance floor, and that's with the wide lens. Then I went into my prime lens, which is a 35 millimeter lens. I don't think we're talking about liters. Nope. It's a 35 milliliter lens. Okay, now I need the break. So I have a 35 millimeter lens, and I also had a very important task, which was recording all the DJs, and each of them needed their clip. So you had to record them playing, and I just basically went next to them all the time. You always have to be next to the DJ because you never know when they're gonna do a cool technique with the DJ deck, or they're gonna do some movement. So you always have to look for those things. You always have to see if they have one of their favorite songs. For example, like a DJ really liked this song he was playing, so he was dancing very much like that's his tune, that's his vibe. He was on the level that we want. So that's when I get the shot. That's what you have to do for the DJs, get the best moments and always be ready to shoot. Regarding to the crowd, you always have to shoot at the crowd most of the time. To be honest, that's what the funniest moments come every time. So I was always shooting with a 30 millimeter lens, I got it now, and I was shooting at the crowd any moment that people were dancing, and I was always there very prepared, very focused. And another thing that you have to have in consideration is when you change your lens, do it when there is no crowd. So do it when there is a space, maybe even in the floor. Just tell the guys, hey, I'm gonna be changing something really expensive, can get into $2,000. So always check there is not many people around to change your lenses. If you need to clean your lens, the mirror of the lens. If you need to clip the glass of the lens, just like take your time. But yes, always take your time for changing your lenses. It's one of the most expensive equipment pieces that you have. So please be aware. And the other thing that is really important is to get close-ups of details. So get the details if you see like a really nice drink or a cocktail, or if you see the bartender doing a really cool movement like shaking the cocktail, or you know, maybe doing like a spin on a bottle. You have to get those moments. And be aware, maybe sometimes change the bar. So there is like 3 locations that are really key, which is being next to the DJ, going to the bar, and behind the crowd. So you get some shots where the crowd is standing and then the DJ in front. So you can see a bit of the crowd and then you can see the DJ playing. So those are like in a wide lens, you can see all the crowd. Then some of the shots on the bar, I will do them with a 35mm lens. And then close-ups, of course, I would use maybe a 75 if you have a zoom lens, or like a 70, sorry, you have 70mm, or maybe 50, even 50 would do it, 50mm, to do a close-up of something cool, like the logo of the establishment, or like in the case, it was like this really cool swan. Is it a swan? Yeah, there was like a, sorry. It was like this really cool flamingo. So you want to film the flamingo, the logo, and everything that has style that represents the brand of the place. So that is very important. And yeah, basically you have all that footage to edit, and the more footage you get, that was like so many clips, guys. You cannot even imagine how many clips I had and to choose and to delete, but that's what you want to do in the editing, like you want to have options. So I wanted to show you tonight how does this work. If you want to book a gig and be ready, those gigs at first are not going to be like very substantial in money, but in my case I was lucky because I guess $500 for 7 hours was okay. And I had the very good luck that one of the guys from the previous event, which I was working for free, saw my work, and then because he saw my work, he told me to come to that event and replace the other videographer that wasn't available. So take all these things into account. Make sure you connect with people, then you get an event, you try to be, not try, you must give 100%, and then when you give that 100%, more events are gonna come. And you're gonna be a full-time videographer in the future if that's what your passion is. So I wanted to share you my experience, how I did my first paid gig, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and like it if you enjoy and got something from this video. And thank you so much for tonight, guys.